blend color pencils to achieve realistic smooth skin tone. So I know a lot of you like that, like to learn how to do it to achieve realistic skin tones with color pencils. So this is going to be a long video. So let's start. So as usual, we're going from dark to light. So I'm starting with my darkest pencil for the dark shadows. This is the dark brown, Prismacolor. So as usual, we are going to keep our pencil super sharp when we are just layering to achieve realistic skin. If you don't have this specific color, the dark brown, you can use dark umber, you can use light sepia, chocolate. What's the brand of color pencils? This one is Prismacolor Premier. Oh, there are questions already. Wait, I'm gonna read your questions. Says again, sir, is it okay to use Canson materials faster paper using colored pencils? Uh, yeah, yes, especially the white. But there are two sides of the paper where you can use both, but you choose the side where the texture is a bit finer because the other one is too textured. It's for pastels, so you can use that for colored pencils. The other side of the Canson materials. So up to this point, we're just on our first layer, which is the darkest pencil, the Prismacolor dark brown. It's like simply establishing the darker shadows of the drawing to make the face look more realistic and 3D three-dimensional. It's called blocking in dark shadows. Well, I believe that this kind of slow and long videos will interest those who are really serious with learning how to layer, to draw, to blend colored pencils to achieve smooth and realistic skin tones. So this kind of slow and long and boring videos are beneficial for those who are really serious with hardcore colored pencil skin tone. Because you don't learn this kind of stuff with the sped up drawing videos. You really need to see it. But the only downside is you need a lot of time to watch this kind of long videos. So what you are actually witnessing right now is, and what you need to learn with colored pencil portrait realism. The number one skill that you need to learn is patience. And you are witnessing it right now. So maintaining a very slow pace during the layering process will benefit you later, us later. I can't wait for my second layer, my second pencil, because I'm almost done with my first using this, again, this stud brown. And okay, I'm gonna say it again because a lot of you are asking how to, the most of you are asking about how do you know which pencil to use? For example, if you have a 72 piece set or you have 36, how do you know which color to use for the skin tone? So, like what I always say, that is not what you need to think about first. What you need to think about is what dark pencil you need to use first. And that's not even a problem because you can just go a generic brown, any dark brown like this one. This is just a dark brown because it's not the color that you need to know about. It's how to build your shadows. This is blocking in of shadows. This is building like the foundation shadow for your drawing. And what you're seeing right now. So it doesn't really matter. Don't stress about which specific colors. That's not your problem. That's not a problem. That's not what you need to study, what to give priority on with color pencils. You can use even blue for the skin tone. So it may the drawing may not exactly look in terms of the color, but when you establish the darks, the shadows really well, that's what's important. Arcus, I would like to color like that, but I can't find a way to get the tones right. Oh, that's a very good question. In line with what I'm saying, you don't need to get the exact color tone. You just need to get the exact values. Meaning, you can use 10 pencils, you can use just 5. It doesn't matter for as long as you were able to block in the correct shadows, the darkness of the shadows. Because, like for example, these dark shadows around the eyes right here may not exactly be the same tone with my reference, but exactly the shadows fall exactly on where they are. That's the most important part of color pencils. So, but I understand that's the typical, problems beginners encounter with color pencils, thinking that what colors to use, because you can just pick any color. As long as you have a dark, you have a mid, you have a light, and you're set. You're set to create something good and three-dimensional. So you are seeing right now, I'm using this dark brown to establish the tonal values, the shadows of the drawings, blocking in of the shadows. And then after this dark brown, I can use anything. I can use lighter browns, I can use pink, I can use flesh, I can use yellow for just to be able to build the actual skin tone. But the most important thing is here to establish, to block in your shadows. So the safest thing to do is go from dark to light, because going from dark to light, you are building your skin tone gradually. And when you mix all those layers together, it will create a very nice skin tone, not in terms of the colors, but in terms of the values. So usually you will be able to achieve dark on the dark parts and mid and light. So using this dark brown, as you can observe on the drawing, the darker shadows are on both the edges of the drawing of the face, towards the far left and far right. And in the middle, there's the mid-tone and the extreme part of the face, the nose and this part of the forehead are where the lighter tones are. So that's what I'm building right here. And of course, the side of the nose is also quite shadow. So I'm just adding more dark brown layers on this part of the face and the jaw. So pardon me if this video is going to be very long, because this is a real tutorial, raw, unedited, not AI, just me and the pencil and the paper, and you watching it right now in real time. And I don't mind the sound of the world around me. I'm not sure if I'm using the correct microphone here. If you are distracted with the sound of the air conditioner of the aircon. So what you are witnessing right now is still we are blocking in the shadows, and it's still part of the uh, layering part of the drawing. And what you will see is more layers later on. And of course, I know one of the most important and one of the most crucial part of the drawing is the blending or the burnishing, which hopefully I will be able to show you too. And again, it's important on this layering part because we are gonna feed the tooth of the paper with lots of layers of colors to achieve something like this. It's important to keep your pencil sharp, and the pressure of layering is very light. Why light? For those who just tuned in and for those who just discovered my channel, especially for beginners who really want to learn about colored pencils, this tutorial is for you. Why light and why sharp? Because we need the tooth of the paper. So if you are going to uh, study realistic skin tone with colored pencils, you need papers. Good papers is crucial also for this kind of drawing. You should be able to use medium surface paper. Do not use smooth paper. That's not gonna work. Use medium. Use good thick paper with a bit of a texture to it. Not as a hardcore texture like watercolor paper. But the safest that I can recommend is the Strathmore Bristol 300 series vellum surface. Or if you are working with wax-based color pencils like Prismacolor. The Strathmore 400 series smooth surface is also, you can also use that, because even if it is smooth, it's not entirely smooth. It has also some very nice fine textures. We're almost done with our blocking in of shadows using our darkest pencil in the pencil choice that I have right here to build this nice skin tone. So I hope you are still here, because yeah, you can see how to layer. And hopefully, if I still have time, to blend. And layering is very important because there's nothing to blend if you didn't layer anything. Sir, your artwork is very fine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, we're almost done with the first layer. All right, I'm done with the first layer. We before we go into the second layer of color, I just gonna get quickly the black Prismacolor colored pencil. I don't use it for the skin tone. I just use it for the super dark details like the nostrils and as you can see the this neck part, the lower part, or the distance between the face and the neck is quite dark. So I'm gonna use black there. Okay, for our second layer after the dark brown, we have this. This is called henna. Henna. Okay, so now I think I need to finish the nose first, so you will know. You will not. I will not consume a lot of time with the rest of the face, which I'm just gonna do later. So you know already what colors the layer on the rest of the face by just finishing the nose. So after the henna, the second color we're going to use a third color, which is, believe it or not, a green color. This is the moss green. So you can find any green alternative to moss green. Just use any darker, some like earthy green color, like not the bright greens, just off greens like this one, earthy greens. I'm gonna use it on the darker shadows, like in the case of the nose, the side right here. You can use this moss green to establish the dark shadows right here. Green colors are very nice to use for skin tones. If you want to know if you need to use green or dark green, just look at your reference photo. Look at the dark shadows, and you should see the green right here and here. All right, that's about the moss green. Now we are gonna get clay rose. I think it's gonna be the ultimate middle pencil, something that will bind your darks right here to the light later. And at this point, this is actually the fourth layer. Now we are allowed to increase, at this stage, we're allowed to increase the pressure to medium, light to medium, not very hard. We still do not want to flatten the tooth of the paper just yet. But medium surface is okay. This pencil here, this clay rose, is going to be layered almost all over. Like for example, like here on the nose, even on the highlighted part, you can gently layer this one. So this color is somehow gonna solidify the skin tone. And the next pencils after this will be just toner pencils that will just add more realistic and bright colors. But this one is a very nice. If you can just get one pencil, get a clay rose. This is it's gonna be used with all kinds of skin tones. You will hear this color on every colored pencil artist, the clay rose. I don't know if it's okay with you if I am gonna be doing our art class here on my BMD portraits on YouTube Live because I can go as long as I can without consuming the storage of my phone. Because on our first art classes, so part one, I hope you check the part one where I did the eyes. Right here, I'm gonna include all the links from the art class on the comment section and on the description. So if you have time, you can watch them. How we come up with this, and I hope it's okay to do the art class here on YouTube Live because yeah, I can just go all the way for long hours without touching the storage of my phone because it will be completely uploaded to YouTube after this, and it can be seen by especially beginner artists, struggling artists with skin tone, and hopefully it can help them achieve realistic skin tones as easy and as better as they can. Yes, lalo na tong nose part. Saka ito yung tapusin ko naman. Okay, so after the clay rose, what's next? Oh, yellow ochre. Where's my yellow ochre? Yellow ochre. Okay, we're done with the yellow ochre. It toned the skin tone with very nice yellowish color. Now we are gonna use PC1092 for the neck part. So this is actually the last color for the skin tone. So what you do when you have this light last color, the nectar or the flesh, or you can use dark flesh, what you want to do with this pencil, aside from layering it on top of your light, the most part, the light shadow is right here in the middle. You just need to use medium pressure just to layer it on top and to blend a little bit your light shadows. You can also use it to burnish or to blend the dark shadows right here. Like for example, here on the bottom tip of the nose, you can just add more pressure to blend all these dark shadows right here. Blend or burnish meaning you are actually flattening the tooth of the paper already. Now we can just burnish or get rid of the tooth of the paper by adding pressure. We are now allowed to add pressure right here. And on the dark shadows right here on the side, you can just push hard. Even the nostril part, this lower part. And you can see how easily it is to mix everything together, blend everything using the burnishing technique. Burnishing technique is not using any blender, just a pencil that you are using to blend. So just add pressure and push hard on the darker side of, or the darker part, like the side of the nose, this part right here. So this is where you want to put pressure to flatten the tooth of the paper. But you don't want to do that on your light tones because it's going to be overly dark. You want your light to keep as light as possible. And yeah, you guess it right. For this one, we're going to be using the white pencil later. Okay, so now the last pencil, always the last pencil for the skin tone is a white. We use it on two things. We use it to reflect the highlights or the light shadows, and at the same time, we use it to blend or to burnish the light tones of your drawing. So we start here in the middle of the nose where the highlighted parts are. So I'm using circular motion. So after the white, I'm just going to go back with the last pencil that we use, the nectar, just to solidify the blending a little bit more, especially on the darker shadows. So after this blending and burnishing part, the last step for realistic skin tone is next, which is glazing. And you will see how it goes a little bit after this final push of the burnishing process. All right. So the last, actually, it's second to the last, rather, because the last part should have to be, if we are aiming for hyper realistic, the last part should be the adding skin textures and details, which I intend to do because I can see some details right here on the part of the nose. But for now, second to the last is the glazing part. It means because this is already a burnished skin tone, blended, burnished, and smooth. The glazing part is just trying to bring back some dark shadows that have been lost through the blending or through the burnishing. So as you can see, there are deep shadows and tones that are lost. So using the same pencils that we used a while ago, like the dark brown, we're just gonna correct or bring back the dark shadows. Like the nostrils, it becomes lighter now, so we want to darken the nostril, maybe a little bit of black on the top part of the nostril. So glazing is just trying to color on top of the burnished skin tone or surface of the paint. It's the easiest way of colored pencil drawing the glazing. You're just trying to bring back what's been lost in the process. And it's not going to be hard because you're just gliding your pencil on top of the already burnished surface of paper. So that's why I said a while ago that the quality of the paper is important for colored pencil drawings because the paper should stand on this heavy application of colors, heavy blending. So it should allow us to still release even after finishing. So I lost some dark shadows under the nose right here. So I'm just gonna go back to the background. The first pencil I used is to glide on top of the surface to darken it a little bit. This side of the nose, if you remember, we lost some shadows or some dark details right here. So if you notice, the pencil is producing at this stage a very nice and smooth texture already because it's not merely just coloring, it's just gliding on the already burnished paper. So at this stage of glazing, we will just use the same pencils. No need to use anything else, just the same pencils that we used in the layering. And then I want to bring back the clay rose pencil that we used a while ago to glaze. Back to the dark brown scale glazing. I want to establish this shadow on the nose, side of the nose. Okay, so I want to bring back also for glazing the moss green. I feel like I need to intensify the green a little bit, especially here on the part, as you can see right here, because I feel like I lost some green tones right here, so just a little bit of glazing, and also here on the side. And then finally back to the clay rose, our major skin tone pencil here to give a final glazing push. So I know some of you will skip to this last part of the video, but I hope if you have time, you can always go back because you want to know. I know you want to know how we end up here. Now I'm gonna go back to the white pencil just to add some more highlights. And then with the last pencil, the neck part to fully tone or glaze. Okay, so now is well, technically this is the last part where if you want to push the drawing to a more hyper realistic, we are gonna just add some skin textures for last because we don't want to add textures at the beginning or tiny details because we are gonna lose it through all this layering and blending. So now we just want to add it at the last part, all these details. So I'm gonna start with my electric eraser just to pull off some tiny highlights. Okay, so now just to be able to define all these highlights or the details of the skin tone, I'm gonna go back with a clear rose pencil just to draw details. I want to sharpen my neck eraser again. Can you see this nice texture right here? I love it. And we can push the highlights always with the white gel pen. I hope you enjoy and you don't get bored with this super long masterclass with a hardcore skin tone tutorial using colored pencils. If you're a beginner and you want to learn how to do this, please come back to the beginning of the video so you will know the exact process. And I hope you have the time and don't get bored. So let me know your experience with this long masterclass with colored pencil realisms, especially with focusing on the actual layering and blending the skin tone. Let me know everything that you learned, your reaction, your suggestion, your comments on the comment section because on the next masterclass we're gonna complete this including the lips. So I just hope that you learned something from this and that you might want to apply this technique to your own uh, realistic colored pencil drawing. So let me know what you think on the comments section below. And thank you for watching this live masterclass. BMD, this is BMD Art Class. Thank you for joining me here on our classroom. So at this time, I hope to see you in part 3 of this masterclass. So at this time, class dismissed. Thank you.